when it happened, and like I had only been there a short amount of time because I got there right before the conference finals were about to start. So I'd only gotten out of quarantine for like 2 or 3 days. And like to see all Marcus Spears, to see all of the media people, because I was just watching the game and I saw it and I was like, what the hell? Then I turned around to look and it was just like everybody was just, they couldn't believe. And it was different than like when you saw like Golden State come back from because it was like they were the best team in the league all year. And even though KD and Westbrook, it was like, the best team.
They had the ability to do that.
The best team, but it was just like, yo, to watch that was mind-blowing.
I just felt like the Clippers would win that series. I feel like they had some championship DNA. Obviously, Kawhi, champion, T. Lue champion, Doc champion, and I just felt like they had built up enough mantra over that year to win it.
Okay, let me ask you this, because, and I'm sure you'll take this somewhere else too. Once it was all said and done, you had your moment on the mic.
Yeah.
And you said the whole organization, Rob Pelinka, Jeannie Buss.
As much as she set you up, she set me up.
Everyone needed respect.
What's that one baseball game when you're a kid? What they call it? T-ball?
Yeah.
That's basically what she did.
Yeah,
she just put it right on there.
Look, I'm a team player.
Yeah, you're great at what you do.
Yeah, I'm going to give you the lob. With that said, you said that you wanted respect on your name.
Put that respect on my name.
I want to know why.
I love having
I want to know why.
Exploding.
Because I really do. I have literally not talked to you about. I want to know why in that moment, and I want to know if the 4th championship has changed you.
Why did I say that? Just at the end about me or about everybody?
Well, I think.
About
everyone because one you know.
Let me break it down for everybody. So first of all, the organization. Obviously, the Lakers have been on for the last 5 to 7 years, and rightfully so.
Maybe longer.
Maybe longer.
Because they want you to win. They want you to win.
But it was. And from the outside looking in, and then when I actually got in it, it was, and I want to be a part of the change. So, okay, now we this is a change. The Lakers want their respect.
Yep.
Jeannie Buss being the only female owner, along with Portland because the late great, and also in New Orleans as well. But she's the first female champion to win a championship.
And there was a lot of beef. There was a lot of beef. Like, other things happened, but she took over because
she took over, and obviously people know the story with her brothers and all that stuff. And she, but more importantly, she wanted to just grab the Laker franchise. She had grown up underneath her father, the late great Dr. Buss, and knew what it took to win, and got it to that point. Love her to hate it, give her her respect. Rob Pelinka, obviously, was been on for the last few years, either with his relationship with Magic, or whatever the case may be. He's only the GM because of Kobe and his relationship with Kobe. Whatever you say. He built a championship team. We won a championship.
Yep.
Coach Vogel as well. They didn't believe that they believe he was a second fiddle, for the Lakers job. It should have been T. Lue. Obviously, we know what happened with that. He put us in position. He made the right play calls. He made the right adjustments. When we played, okay, JaVale was starting. Okay, we played this team. Okay, well, I need Dwight in here. Okay, you're starting. I need Keith in this series.
AD,
in the Houston series.
AD, you're playing
in the
5.
Houston
Suck
series.
it up.
JaVale, Dwight, this is not the series for you. Keith, AD, you guys got to dominate the interior.
Yeah.
AC. Now you're gonna have to start. In the finals, AC, I need you to start at one of the guards. He made those adjustments. He won a championship. And for me personally, after all that I've accomplished still in this league, there's still a conversation of like doubt. And I can hear and I see it, and I see it on my feed every time I post something with this jackass across from me.
I just do it to motivate you.
No, and I love it. I love you too. Just from people that really, that the basketball world, because it's the people on TV and there's writers that write, that people in the basketball world really listen to. And they really believe. And I'm not going to give any of those names on this show because they don't deserve it.
You want me to? No, I'm joking.
I'll retweet it when you tweet it.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Okay.
That continue to discredit or continue to not to understand what, the drive that I put into it. You know, they talk about these players, or well, he doesn't have that same drive as them, or he doesn't have that same mentality as those. If he did, and they see what I continue to accomplish. So, you know, it was a reassurance to myself, but it was also like to the naysayers and to the haters, which will always be there, even after I'm done playing.
I'm always going to be right here.
And to Channing.
Be right here.
Yeah, you know, I hear it, I see it, and just like one of the words I've been using today, holding them accountable. Yeah. And I'm holding them accountable.
Well, this is the part that, like, I always consider you like big little brother. Big brother because, you know, I respect, like, all the things that you do. Little brother because I've watched you since you came in, like so many other people. But there was one part that caught me in your like speech at the end when Rachel tried to tee you up. A couple years ago, after we won the championship, you said, look at his face. You said, you know what? And I understood because I was a witness. No pun intended. I was a witness, no pun intended. You were like, I believe that right there, after we won championship, made me the greatest because you had done something that had never been done before. Our team had done something that had never been done before. And people don't understand from an athlete standpoint the confidence and the mental confidence that we have to instill in ourselves. And so I watched it and I was like, kind of like, not the Channing Jordan, it wasn't that, but I was like, ooh, our guy's got a lot of haters that are going to use this against him. And so the same moment, now your fourth championship, and that same opportunity was given to you by Rachel Nichols and said, like, hey, where do you think that this do it? And where I think even as a 35-year-old and you've accomplished what you've accomplished, you took a step back. And you were like, you know what? I'm smarter, I'm wiser, even than I was 4 years ago. You know what? That's not for me to decide. That's for everybody else. People are always going to argue that. So, like, I viewed it as a moment of maturity, right? Like, why is it that you took a step back in that moment? Not saying that you changed your mind or any of that.
Because I realized that the conversation is going to continue to happen no matter what. And it's great for the game.
Yeah.
It's great for the barbershops. It's great for the game. It's going to continue to happen. I don't know why. The one thing I don't understand is, like, you know, you never hear, you know, the greatest quarterbacks always talked about. You never hear, like, who's the greatest quarterback, you know, Brady or Montana. Yeah. You know, you got Montana with 5, you got Brady with 6. Yeah. You know, or you know, you used to hear the Peyton and Brady thing when they played, but, you know, Brady started to win a lot more and things of that nature. But you never hear, like, every single conversation.
Even baseball. It's like Babe Ruth, and then people just move on.
Right, they just move on.
No more arguments.
Right,
Babe
no
Ruth's
more arguments.
Baseball player.
Right, exactly. You know, so, you know, well, other sports, hockey, you hear Wayne Gretzky. People move on.
You haven't heard anything since.
No, you move on. Wayne Gretzky is the greatest. You move on. There's, you know, things of that nature. But, you know, the conversation is going to always be had, and it's great for debates because they want to compare errors. They want to compare players and who they've seen. The one thing that I know for sure, that I've been a part of 2 teams that's won the 2 hardest championships in NBA league history. The 2016 Cavs coming back from 3-1 versus 73-9 team, being down 3-1 versus one of the best teams that ever been assembled.
2-time MVP.
2-time MVP. And then what we went through in a bubble. And if you were not in a bubble, you don't quite understand it. You will never, ever understand how hard it was to win that championship, to be able to motivate yourself, to be this is literally out of your whole comfort zone.
No family, no
family. I didn't see my family for 8.5 weeks. And then it was just my wife. I didn't see my kids until I got out of the bubble, 96 days. Everything you're accustomed to, your own bed or your chef, you know, your sleeping pattern, you know, you're so accustomed to, you know, for me, I'm a routine guy. And when my routine is, like, knocked off, it's like, I don't know, it's hard for me to center myself. So
I'm with you.
I'm literally in a bubble at times, like, in my room, literally seeing the walls like this, like The Shining.
Just blood.
Just like blood coming down my walls. I go in the hallway. It's like 2 kids on a tricycle. I'm like, oh, holy shit, what is going on? I got to go home. I'm ready to leave.
You haven't seen The Shining. We want you to play with us.
Yes.
You got to see The Shining.
It's one of the greatest ever horror movies. I'm a horror movie connoisseur, guys. I'm sorry for the people that don't watch horror movies, but it felt like a horror movie.
Yeah.
in the bubble. And I just believe that I've been a part of 2 of the hardest championships in league history. Mm-hmm. And I don't care what anyone says about that. You can debate who's the greatest of all time individually, things of that nature, and what they've done. But as far as the teams, that's one of the 2 hardest championships in league history. I've been a part of that.
Yeah.
Did this one change you? Respect to answering that question, by the way.
Yeah.
Has it changed me as far as what, me individually, or?
I think individually most, because I know that's what makes up who you are. And
yeah, I mean, it just it centered me once again, which I love to be centered and also love to be re-humbled. Not saying I'm not,
right.
But it gave me an opportunity to just be like, this was an unbelievable achievement for our franchise, an unbelievable achievement for myself, what I was able to do for this team, what this team was able to do for me, and to be able to, like, I want more. Like, I want more. Like, I'm not settled and I'm not satisfied.
Up next on Road Trippin'.
It would be remarkable if